guys, what's up? It's Heather LaBoss. Welcome back to my art channel. Ever since I made my 10 beginner tips for acrylic users video, you guys really seem to enjoy that video for some reason, and I thought I would show you guys a more in-depth process, sharing the behind the scenes instead of just giving you tips. Now, if you haven't already done so, go ahead and subscribe to this channel, and while you're at it, go ahead and ding my bell so you can get notified every time I post. Without further ado, let's hop into this video. Alright, let's get started. So the first thing that I do before I even start painting anything on my canvas is consider what type of canvas I want to use. Now, if I know I'm eventually going to want to frame and hang up the picture, I like to use canvas boards. They're also really great if you want to make prints of your artworks. But if you would like to see me use a thicker canvas with texture on it, just let me know in the comments below and I would love to make a video for you guys on that. Right here I have a whole bunch of different colors that I could choose from, and it's really great to think about maybe some inspirations that you have before you even get started. Color is one of the most important things when it comes to making abstracts, so really think about your color palette. You can even get inspiration from other objects, whether it's a flower or, I don't know, something random. When it comes to brushes, I have a whole bunch of different brushes that I use. This is more of a personal preference, but I tend to gravitate towards brushes that have a little bit of an angle to them. I love using any type of stiff brush that I can really direct my strokes with. You definitely don't have to do this, but if you feel inspired and you want to just draw out a quick thing before you get started, this could be a really great way to have something in mind before you even just start painting on your canvas. In this case, later in the painting, I ended up using some charcoal and what is this, little white charcoal sticks or something like that. And I also love putting watercolor on top of my acrylics when they are dried. When I start my acrylic paintings, I really just like to go in there and just go for it. Don't let anything stop you, just get started, because the more you overthink in your head, it's just gonna make you not want to paint. You're gonna get too scared and nervous, so just go for it. The most important thing when you are putting on your first layer is to really not water it down and just put a layer of acrylic down. This is going to act as your base. So when I add other things on top of it, at the end of the day, I have that straightforward base that I can always come back to. So as I'm painting, I'm really thinking about the shapes that I want to go for. Now, if you drew a little picture out beforehand, you could definitely follow along with that. But right now in this piece, I'm just going for it. I'm thinking about ways that I can add some visual interest by adding shapes and contours within my painting. A really good tip for you guys is to not get too carried away when it comes to color at first. I think sticking to 3 or 5 colors is a really great thing, because if you start adding too many colors too soon, it could be a little bit overwhelming. So in general, I would stick with using, 3 to 5 different paints. After I let my base dry, I will come back in with some water and I will water down my acrylics a little bit. I know all artists have a different way of going about things, but when it comes to doing this is just the way that I like doing it. So after waiting for everything to dry and coming back to this during a different time of day, or perhaps waiting maybe a day or two to just kind of let your brain just get your mind off the painting for a minute, I come back in and I will start using my acrylics, and sometimes I'll even just hop in there with my watercolors. Now, when I use watercolors on my painting, I like to think of it as a way to really enhance the colors, because what is happening is your acrylic is not going to move very much, but your watercolors are really fun and playful, and you can add a lot of color without moving things around. Think of watercolors as a really weak layer, and it's not going to really change the overall look of your painting that much, but it will definitely add a lot of color. I highly recommend waiting to use the watercolor until you're really happy with all of the shapes that you got going on in your painting. If you're not happy, just go ahead and add another layer with your acrylics, and you can even water your acrylics down if you would like. As you're working, I would highly recommend to not overwork your canvases. I have this problem so much. Sometimes I just get so excited that I keep going, but you can really start to lose some of the great detail that you had previously. So What I love doing is actually taking pictures as I'm working on my artwork to kind of see where I was at, and if I tend to like some of the things that were going on before, I will actually go back over and either add another layer of acrylic, or if it's watercolor, you can always kind of erase it by using water to just go back over that area. Hopefully that's really making sense. If you want to go back and you're using watercolor, you could essentially almost erase it on your canvas, but when it comes to your acrylic, that's really going to be a hard base and you're gonna have to paint over that. Another thing that you probably seen me use as I was going through this piece is my white charcoal sticks. So I did add some little drawing elements within this painting, and it's just so fun to use mixed media because it makes the whole process more interesting and it keeps you engaged. So I did that, and I also added charcoal in some parts, and this is just a fun way to mix things up. And voila, you're done. You can hang this picture up on your wall and just, there you go. You got your own little abstract that's beautiful and gorgeous, and you can look back and just get inspired every time you look at it. I'm super stoked to announce to you guys that I am opening my own art boutique where you can find some of my acrylics up there already. I would love for you guys to go check it out. I'm very proud of that work. I actually have a whole vlog where I'm going to be sharing the behind the scenes of making that with you guys, so definitely go check that out. Alright guys, I'm about to head out, but if you have any questions, definitely leave them in the comments below. I would love to help you out in any way that I can. Alright guys, I love you so much. Take care, and I will be seeing you in my next video. Mwah!